Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler for you. Series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This item in particular, I am not eating at its appropriate time, but I'm allowed to do that because I'm a rogue like that, okay? I live by my own rules. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. That's essentially the case today. Granted, I didn't exactly find it. In fact, I was specifically looking it up while I was at work at one point because I knew I was going to get out of work and I knew I was going to be really hungry because I didn't bring a lunch and I didn't feel like buying anything there. So I was like, all right, how am I going to swing this? So I'm trying to think about places that are going to be open when I get out of work. And of course, you got your fast food, your McDonald's and stuff. But I was like, it's been done. But then I got to thinking, well, what about actual breakfast places? And then I went from there and I was like, what if I went with an actual breakfast place, but I went with something that isn't a breakfast item? Because again, I'm a rogue. So, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, folks, boom, it's a burger. It's from IHOP, which I reviewed a number of IHOP burgers, by the way. I, in fact, have an entire playlist called Burgers for Days, which is just burger reviews. This will end up on there. This specifically is their, if I can find the thing, there it is. This is their Big Brunch Burger. See, I told you, it's for brunch, but fuck you, brunch. I'm eating it for breakfast. It consists of hickory smoked bacon, a fried egg, American cheese, IHOP sauce, and then it's a steak burger. So, yeah, that sounds really good. So let's go ahead, and then I got it with fries because, the fries are good. So let's go ahead, ooh, yeah, there we go. Looks like that. Yeah, it looks like that. And then, options. Alright, let's give this thing a go, man. I'm interested to see how the fried egg holds up in this circumstance. Burger's not badly cooked. I grabbed it pretty much exactly when I was supposed to. So, I'm giving it the best possible chance. Now, for me personally, if I'm getting a burger and I'm choosing the temperature, medium rare. Medium rare is where temperature lives. Or, I'm sorry, where flavor lives. This is probably medium, but that's fine. I'm okay with medium as well. It's nice, it's juicy, it's properly tasty. So yeah, with the fried egg, I imagine if you got it in the place, in the actual IHOP itself, you might be fortunate enough to get a proper runny yolk. In this case, not really, but I wasn't expecting it. Again, it's a go order, so you got to kind of mitigate your expectations. But the fried egg is actually really nice. I like a fried egg on a burger, and I think it works really well here. It just kind of gives a little extra creaminess, especially when you bite into the yolk. When my dad was still around, he was a man who made a badass burger. And one of the secrets to his burgers, he would go over there and he would pop an egg in there when he was making up, the ground and everything like that. And man, oh man, was it good. It just gave it that little something extra. And that's kind of what it's doing here. It's not trying to steal the show, but yeah, it's doing a good job, and it seems to be cooked well. The bacon, a little disappointing. So, I mean, I've mentioned with fast food places and stuff, and granted, IHOP isn't exactly fast food, but they're not exactly not fast food. I've mentioned with IHOP, or with fast food places, the bacon tends to be a bit meh, typically. But it does depend. And, more places do seem to be kind of upping their game on that. Culver's, somewhat famously, they've introduced thick-cut bacon with their burgers. Which, by the way, I've done a review, so go look that up if you're interested. This is, it's still a little bit kind of, but it's definitely better than, like, your average fast food burger, or, fast food bacon that you might get. Sorry, I'm a little bit sleepy, so, and that makes sense, because, they're a breakfast place, so you'd like to think they're going to use some halfway decent bacon. I don't know if I'm getting really, like, a hickory smoked aspect to it, but I am still tasting it. It's still part of the whole experience, and it, doesn't taste bad. Yeah. Honestly, for it being what it is, which is effectively a breakfast burger, you can call it a brunch burger all you want. Try to save some dignity. Yeah, it's a breakfast burger. As far as being a breakfast burger is concerned, it hits all the things I wanted to, I'd say probably the weakest aspect is the bacon. I'd like it to have a little bit more oomph to it, so it could really stand out, really play the proper role that it's meant to serve in this instance, but it's still tasty. Like I said, I like the fried egg quite a bit. I think all around, man, that's honestly a pretty tasty burger. But, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, I'm going to go with yes and yes. I think, for myself personally, here's the thing. Am I going to get this with any regularity? No. Because, like, if I want a burger, I have lots of burger places I can go to that I can get, proper specialty burgers that I'm going to absolutely love and fawn over for days on end. This I won't do that with. But it is a good burger, and it does have the advantage where I can get it right when I get off work, which is typically early in the morning, and it's a nicer option than, again, just hitting up, standard fast food. And again, as a breakfast burger, genuinely it worked really well. Like I said, when the weakest thing when the worst you can say is like, well, the bacon was a little bit weak. The rest of it honestly worked really well, and like it hit me the way I want a breakfast burger too, or want a breakfast burger to do so. Again, I'm real sleepy. But no, I mean, it was cooked properly. All the elements that I wanted were there. Yeah, I think I would get this again on occasion. And I think for the burger itself and the fries, I think it was like about $12. So, yeah, you are paying a little bit much. But, again, it's probably a better quality burger than you're going to get from typical fast food. And for that reason, if I'm recommending it, here's the thing when it comes to IHOP's burgers. They ain't half bad. There's also apparently some kind of emergency situation going on off to the side of me. Hopefully everyone is okay. But no. Excuse me. But no, I think that, when it comes to IHOP burgers, they're not bad. They're kind of sort of aiming along the lines of like sort of a Culver's or maybe even like a Steak and Shake kind of thing. And I think that they honestly succeed typically in that realm. And this one, though, I think is one of the better ones that I've had from them because it's simple and it plays to their strengths. Because fundamentally, they are a breakfast establishment. Making a breakfast burger makes sense, even if you want to call it a brunch burger. So it's one of those things where it's like, if the circumstances are right, can you get a better burger? Absolutely. Can you get a better burger at 7 a.m.? That's a little bit harder to say, I mean, I'm not going to say you can't depending on where you live, but your pickings are going to be slim for sure, and I think that honestly this one works pretty well, so, yeah, give it a go. If it seems enticing to you, I think it's worth it. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go have yourselves a truly brunch-tastic rest of your life, I guess. I don't think I've ever had brunch in my entire life. I'm sure I've eaten food at, like, the generally associated time when brunch is, because, again, I don't live by your rules, okay? I just do what I want. But, yeah, I don't think I've ever done, like, the actual brunch experience, because why? I don't know. Final two things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do. Give me your opinion on a breakfast burger. You ever had one before? Are they intriguing to you? Do you like them? Do you hate them? I don't know that I've ever met anybody who doesn't like a breakfast burger, but by that same token, like I do know my friend Drew, you know, I remember he and I had a conversation. This was years and years ago, so I don't know if he still follows this through as far as his personal, opinion on the issue. But I know he was like flat out. He's like, I don't think I would like an egg on a burger. But I mean, for me, the first time I ever had an egg on a burger, I was like, this is game changer. Why aren't all burgers with eggs on them? So I'm definitely a big fan of them. But anyway.